Lately, I've been taking life a lot more slowly. It's an embodiment of the scriptures that say, "Be still and know that I am God." I've always moved fast. Growing up in the UK, I learned early that speed was synonymous with success. So I've spoken quickly, learned quickly, executed quickly, chasing goals and ticking boxes. But I've come to realize that way of operating isn't God's way. God asks us to slow down, to be still, to know Him. And do you know what I found? God is in the moments of noticing. He is in the gratitude. He is in the contentment. God can be found in the midst of anything if only we learn the language of heaven, silence and stillness. I used to wonder why older people just pick a spot and stay there. My grandmother, for example, chose her dining room table as her sanctuary. She found peace there. She used to love wandering through charity shops in the evening. She'd sway between the racks, content in her meanderings, trusting she'd find what she needed. I, however, refused to go in. Charity shops were for poor or old people, two things I vowed never to be. But now I see it. The way of life was peaceful, intentional, and trusting. It was content. Then came the internet. My generation was introduced to phones, computers, MSN, instant communication, instant gratification. Suddenly, I was socializing with screens more than people. The more I received, the more I wanted. Information poured in and I couldn't get enough. But now, I'm worn out from the pros of this instant life, and I'm face to face with the cons. My mind is always buzzing, used to taking in hundreds, maybe thousands of bits of information daily. And yet all I want is to get back to peace and stillness. It's no surprise that mental health struggles are on the rise. We are born into societies that are completely disconnected from the natural world. And as natural, organic beings, that's unsustainable. But coming to Christ changed everything. My consciousness shifted from what the world can offer to what my soul needs from God. And here I am, at a crossroads. The life I once knew feels foreign. The woman I used to be is becoming a stranger. I welcome this change. I question it. I resist it. And then I surrender to it. God, your will be done, not mine. My will is crowded and clouded by trauma, pride, survival. But your will is pure. It is filled with peace, and it is good. I don't understand. I cannot see, but you do, and that is enough for me. Like I said, I'm so used to going quickly, but now, growing up in the Lord, I am learning that stillness is the way of true success. Since being born again, I've been speaking slowly, learning slowly, listening slowly, receiving slowly, because God is slow. God is patient, and patience is love. 1 Corinthians 13 says, "Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. Love never fails." So in this season of reclaiming biblical womanhood, this is where my heart is, hidden deeply in the Lord who is love, allowing growth to be slow, just as He intended it to be. The Be Still and Bask Method. Right now, I want to take a moment to reflect on some of the most useful ways I have been leaning into God, being still and getting to know who He really is. I want to share with you a few simple rituals, routines, or habits that might help you to do the same, if that is where your heart is. You might not be surprised to find that many of these resemble the ways of the elderly people in your life. And I truly believe this. They've accessed something sacred. In all their years of living, they've come to know the presence of God, and in their frailty, they're holding fast to Him with all of their might. As Job 12:12 says, wisdom is with the aged, and understanding in length of days. So, without much further ado, here are the ways I'm communing with God in stillness. Number 1, watching. I sit and watch. The sky pass by, the clock tick forward, the birds in their natural rhythm, or even people as they go about their day. In this kind of watching, without words, I see God. I notice his patterns in the essence of life, and I remember that he is unyielding in grace and generous in mercy. Number 2, silence. 1 Kings 19 tells us that God speaks in a still, small voice. But if I kept going the way that I was going, always surrounded by noise, I would have missed it. There was always something playing, a podcast, a video, someone on the phone. Now, I protect silence. Yes, I still listen and learn, but I no longer binge or overconsume. I take time to reflect, and I ask God for help so that I can discern what's true and what's for me, and let go of the rest. Number 3, saying no. This one changed everything. I have learned the power of holy boundaries. Where I once said yes to every opportunity and request, I now pause. If I truly love it, or if God gives me confirmation ahead of time, I say yes. But if not, it's a holy no. No more being caught out by people pleasing. Number 4, soul gazing. Okay, I'm making this one sound a bit poetic, but here's what I mean. I've been practicing the art of seeing souls, really seeing the essence of people, the part of them made in God's image. I've learned more about God through this than almost anything else. He is not always who we've been taught that he is. He is who we meet in the stillness, in the silence, and in the life of every living being. Number 5, rooting into Christ. This is the foundation. I've reshaped my entire life to fit into God's will. It's not about my will anymore, because let's be honest, that will wasn't even really mine. It was taught to me by culture, by society, and through survival. God's will? That's my true path, the one that led me here, making these Holy Spirit-inspired videos. I implore you to shut out the noise of others, online, offline, and even in your own head, and there you will meet the one true God. This is what it means to be still and bask. It's not just to slow down, but to turn inwards and upwards toward the one who knows you best.